The most important question that you'll ever answer is, who
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Can anyone believe that it is already Wednesday? Wow. This week has seemed to have flown. Get that microphone straightened out to where it doesn't look so odd. I hope you're doing well. We are now into February. Before long, it'll be Sweethearts Day as we get ready for Valentine's Day. What, 2 weeks from now? That's coming. Winter. Boy, North Mississippi has a lot of it going on this morning. We're going to tell you all about that. The icy conditions that are just north of us is hard to imagine. We're sitting at 40 right now in downtown Meridian as we see temperatures slowly get colder than that as we go to North Mississippi, and ice all over the roads. A few pictures that we'll show you of what's going on up there. Boy, what a mess it is. So I urge you to be careful. And we'll take a look at the map here in just a moment. Get all the information on that so that you'll be aware of it. All right, let's now go out to Collinsville. Brother Ben's got a message for us, and we're going to share that with you this morning as we go out to Collinsville to the First Baptist Church. Let's take a listen to what Brother Ben has to say.
the most important question that you'll ever answer is, who is Jesus? In Matthew 16, Jesus asked his disciples who people said that he is, and they responded that some thought he was the reincarnation of one of the dead great prophets like Elijah or Jeremiah. Some thought that he was John the Baptist come back to life. But then Jesus turned to them, his disciples, and asked, "But who do you say that I am?" That's a question that Jesus asks every single one of us. The great Christian author C.S. Lewis said that the answer to that question boils down to just three answers. We can either say that he is a liar, a lunatic, or Lord. He said that Jesus really didn't give us any other option because he claimed to be the Messiah Christ, the Son of God in the flesh. So either one, he was lying to us and was not who he said he was, or two, he was a stark raving lunatic, a crazy person who is delusional, or three, he is who he said he actually is. He's the Lord. But the one thing we must not say, which is so popular for people to say today, is that Jesus was just a good person or just a good teacher. He never left us that option. The only plausible answer is liar, lunatic, or Lord. So which is Jesus? Who do you say that Jesus is? Peter answered rightly when Jesus asked him this question in Matthew 16. He said, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." I pray that you would say the same thing. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go with option 3 there. If you want to hear a great sermon, drop in and visit with them. They're going to do that tonight, a service there in Collinsville. I hope you'll drop in and visit with them. Nice folks. Probably you know somebody in the congregation. I'm sure you do. Visit with them. Now, as I mentioned, we've got a mess in the state of Mississippi right now. Now, here in the central portion, East Mississippi, all is great. We got a few damp roads, but let's pull up Meridian Honda radar as we look at this. As we go north from here, it completely changes. Let's look at this here. Meridian, as we go out to the airport, Key Field, we're sitting at 40 degrees. By the time we get to NAS Meridian, we're showing 39. Stark Vegas, where a lot of you have kids, 34 right now. But nothing, no problems at Starkville. It all begins on this west side as you get a northeast action across Mississippi here through Greenwood, Pontotoc, this line through Tupelo and out of the state. Iuka getting ice right now as we see Ripley. Now, a lot of this area already has stuff on the road, but we do see that, look at this as it comes across here. A little bit of snow mix there coming up right here at Clarksdale, just a few miles out. We do have sleet coming down pretty heavy right now there as this comes across. This is dangerous and treacherous territory. We got showers out here, but look at this as it moves across the state. Be ready for this. And again, I urge you, if you've got to make any travel plans north of the Meridian area, after you get past Starkville, conditions are going to quickly change. If you could put it off a day, not go. I know that there's some jobs that you have no choice that you have to travel, but if you do go that way, please use extreme caution. It can take your life in a moment with a slick road and rain. We're going to look at some of those roads coming up with Deb when she comes in beginning at 7 this morning. I do hope you will join us back for that, and we'll learn a few things with this. Anybody got AT&T and at some point the cell phone and you thought, well, my service is just awful, I can't pick up anything, and you canceled? Well, the FCC Trade Commission has made a ruling that they're going to have to return over $60 million that was taken from customers. Why? They throttled back the internet service on your phones. Now, if you kept AT&T, they gave you a credit on your phone a while back on your bill. But if you canceled and you file on this, you could get some money back. Interesting there. So this goes back to, I think, 2020, so about 3 years ago. Dig into that. That's something to consider there. We all need our pennies, and if nothing worse than having internet that's interrupted, is it? It did happen. Sure hate to hear that. They had to go back and do some reimbursements for it. We got a lot to talk about this morning. Wrecks and things that have happened in our community over the last 24 hours. A death has happened in the Philadelphia area from an accident. We'll tell you all about that on the way. Had a house fire out in Marion yesterday. Just a lot of things go on. We're going to update you on all of this, what's happening in our communities. As always, if you know something, let us know so we can find out more about it. Let's get into the forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at those record highs, record lows, it was 1950, 81 today. We go back to 1951. Just a year later, it would be 12 degrees. It's a pattern there, isn't it? As we look at this forecast for today, we're looking somewhere between really 49. They were a little anxious there in the early morning hour saying 52, but 49 is going to be our high for today as we go across this, and colder as you go to North Mississippi. Off to our east, 51 in Demopolis, somewhere around 49 to 50 there as we get into the areas around Livingston University, Epps, Boyd, Alabama. I'll be prepared for all of that. Now, as we look at this is this morning here. This is that line, as I told you, moves northeasterly as we looked at our map just a moment ago, and it will cut right on across the state of Mississippi, the northern portion. We're okay here, the Greenville area. That's where it all gets to be a concern. So be careful if you go north of Starkville, anywhere in there north of Columbus, Mississippi line. As we look to tomorrow, it's rain coming, folks. It's going to be bad. We do have 100% chance of showers tomorrow, and flash flooding is expected. Now, we're not expecting any tornadic activity or anything like that, but do expect some thunderstorms. Should any of that change, we'll follow this and we'll keep you up to date with the very latest as it moves across here. But we're already saturated. There's rain everywhere. Everything's wet, and we've got more coming tomorrow. Going to be heavy from time to time. 2 to 3 inches of rain is expected. As we look at the temperatures, we're still warm. We got a little normalness coming here from Texas, and then out to the far, far west in California, we do some cooler weather there. But let's go ahead and look at our forecast and extend it. Today is the coolest that we've got for the next 7 days. Look at the drastic change on this 49. Over the weekend, we start bumping up to 58. By Sunday, it's 64. And by Tuesday, we're already at 70 again. That's short sleeve weather, isn't it? Let's go another week into February, all the way to the 15th, as we make it past Valentine's Day. And as we see Valentine's Day, it's going to rain and be 68. Still holding steady, the 15th at 68. So we have no real winter anticipated, at least through halfway through the month. And I'm not willing to bet you a wooden nickel that we don't have any during the month of February. Kind of odd, isn't it? May make a stormy spring. We'll see what happens with that. What about the fishing calendar? As we go out to check on Chet's Paint and Body, he tells us that, well, the best time today is going to be around 8 o'clock this morning to hit your favorite fishing hole. Should be good till about 10 o'clock. There you go. That's that fishing forecast. North wind, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Not horrible. A little breeze out there. Doesn't have those gusts, thank heavens. Aren't y'all glad of that? That's a quick look at our forecast this morning as we have Debbie standing by. Again, we're going to go deep into your local headlines to let you know what's happening in our area. Very important to be, well, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Knowledgeable of what happens around you. Not the exact word that I wanted, but I did gather that. Y'all keep that in mind. I always know what's going on around you. We're going to fill you in on all the details. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll go live here in just a few moments. Won't you join us? Please do. I'm back. A big thank you to all the sponsors and everyone who's up this morning. Bree, how are you doing? Mike Dallas stirring a little bit. Kathy Sharp is up. Union, Mississippi. Good to see you there. Lisa Berry, how are you doing? Looks like you almost got a smile there. Charlotte Gray watching us from Philadelphia. Oh, a bunch of y'all are up and at 'em today. LaWanda Grantham, good to see y'all. We'll see everyone beginning at 7 o'clock. That's roughly 19 minutes from now. We'll be live and we'll fill you in. We'll see you soon from the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.